Hello students, welcome to Nagesh Karajagi Orchid School channel. Myself Priya teacher, and today I am going to teach you science subject. So children, in our first term we discussed lesson number 1 to 9. Today we are going to start our syllabus for terminal 2. Okay, term 2. So today we are going to start our new lesson, which is a very interesting lesson. Okay, so let us do an activity. So what activity we have to do? You have to sit properly first, and then you have to do this mudra, and you have to breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so sit down everyone. Okay, so breathe in and then breathe out. Okay, so this activity you have to repeat 4-5 times and see what happens with you. Okay, so are you thinking that today I am going to teach you yoga? So no, I am not going to teach you yoga today, but our new lesson is only all about this breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so how this breathe in and breathe out is happen, or is the process which is in every organism, or in living organism, in plants also and in animals also. So that we are going to learn in our today's lesson. So let us start our new lesson, lesson number 10, respiration in organisms. So first of all, we will know about that why do we respire. Okay, so why we need to do respiration. Okay, so first we will see that we respire to get energy from food. So food contains stored energy. When we respire, the food is broken down in the cells of our body with the help of oxygen, and energy is released. So why do we respire here? It is given that why it is necessary to do respiration, or to breathe in or to breathe out. So why it is necessary? Because of the respiration, what happens, or because of this we respire, what happens with us? The food contains stored energy, and that food is going to broken down because of these gases. Which gases? So whenever there is a breathing, what happens? So human beings are going to take in oxygen, and they are going to release carbon dioxide. So this oxygen is going to break down whatever food is taken by your body, and then energy is going to release. So for this purpose we have to respire. Okay children, so now let us know what is the scientific definition of, or scientific meaning of respiration. So what is mean by respiration? What is given in our title? So first we will know about this respiration. So respiration is the process by which food, in bracket glucose, because food always it is stored in form of glucose. So that is why glucose is given here in bracket. So the respiration is the process by which food is broken down in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen to release energy. So this is the definition of respiration, or we can say this is the meaning of respiration. So it is a process by which glucose is broken down with the help of oxygen into and it is going to release energy. So since respiration takes place in the cells of the body, so whenever there is any living organism, what happens? Respiration takes place into their cells. Whatever cells are there, these are present in our body or in other animals' body structure. So these cells, or in these cells, respiration process is going to occur, and it is called as a cellular respiration. So when respiration is going to take place in cells, that type of respiration it is called as a cellular respiration because it occurs in cells. That is why it is named as a cellular respiration. So how we learn about the reaction of photosynthesis. So whatever definition or meaning of photosynthesis, that we can also explain in the form of reaction. So can you tell me what is the reaction of photosynthesis? Yes, very good, correct. So in photosynthesis we write reaction like that. What reaction we write there? So H2O plus CO2 in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, it gives C6H12O6. What is the formula of, or which is the formula of glucose, and plus oxygen and H2O. So this is the reaction of photosynthesis. Like this, respiration it is also explained with the help of reaction. So that reaction it is given here. So what reaction it is given? So what happens here? So this glucose is going to break down. So here it is glucose. So we know what is the formula of glucose. So glucose plus, so whatever it is needed here, oxygen. So to break down this food, glucose, oxygen is very important factor, or oxygen is a very important gas which is taken by the respiration. So glucose plus oxygen it gives carbon dioxide plus water and plus energy. So what happens when the glucose plus oxygen, whenever there is a combination or mixing of glucose and oxygen, it is going to give us new substances which are known as carbon dioxide, water and energy. So in the molecular formula, this reaction we can write here. So here it is glucose formula of glucose, here it is given C6H12O6 plus oxygen formula O2. So C6H12O6 plus O2, it gives CO2 plus H2O plus energy. So energy in the form of ATP we can write here also, or we can write like only energy here. So this respiration reaction, or this definition of reaction we can explain with the help of this reaction. Okay, so hope you understood what exactly it means respiration. When we are going to inhale oxygen, or we are going to inhale air, that time our body is going to absorb oxygen only, and then it is going to exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the reaction here which happen in this respiration process. So which are the types of respiration? Though there is an inhalation and exhalation, but on the basis of which substance is inhaled and exhaled or absorbed after inhalation, on this basis this respiration reaction, this respiration process is classified into two types. So there are two types of respiration. They are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So let us know what is meant by an aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So first type it is given aerobic respiration. So what is meant by aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is respiration in which glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen. So what happens in aerobic respiration? Glucose is going to break down into the energy or carbon dioxide and water, but whatever factor is important here, so this aerobic respiration needs oxygen. With the help of this oxygen, or in the presence of only oxygen, this aerobic respiration can be possible here. Okay, so in aerobic respiration, this is a respiration in which glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. So it takes place in most organisms. So most of the organisms can perform aerobic respiration, or most of the organisms are performing this type of respiration which is known as aerobic respiration. So this aerobic respiration also we can explain with the help of reaction. So whatever reaction is here given, glucose. So glucose and whatever factor is very important here. Without this factor this respiration cannot possible. So glucose plus presence of oxygen, or in the presence of oxygen, it is going to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. So this is the reaction which is showing what is mean by aerobic respiration. So let us know our next type, anaerobic respiration. So in anaerobic respiration, what it means? So it is the respiration in which glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen. So see children, in aerobic respiration there is oxygen is very important factor, but here in anaerobic respiration this oxygen is not important or it is not needed. In absence of oxygen also some organisms can break down their food into some type of substances. So which type of substances are there? So in the absence of oxygen, to release alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. So this is called as a anaerobic respiration. It means in anaerobic respiration, though there is no oxygen or there is absence of oxygen, then also this respiration can done here, or these some organisms can perform this process called respiration. Okay, but in aerobic respiration we can see the released substance or produced substance are carbon dioxide, water and energy. But here in anaerobic respiration, whenever there is a glucose is going to broken down in absence of oxygen. So no oxygen is important or needed here. So in absence of oxygen, whenever this glucose or we can say food is going to break down, but in which substances it is going to break down? So because oxygen is not present there, that is why whatever substances we are going to get, these are alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. So these substances are produced or these are released after this anaerobic respiration process. So this is the difference in between this aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So what is the difference? In aerobic respiration, presence of oxygen is important. In anaerobic respiration, this respiration can be possible in absence of oxygen. After aerobic respiration, we can get the substances which are carbon dioxide, water and energy, or we can say glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. And in anaerobic respiration, glucose is broken down into alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. So in anaerobic respiration, in our muscle cells, glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen to release lactic acid and energy. So this again this reaction this sentence or this meaning, it is explained here with help of reaction, or by this reaction glucose, absence of oxygen, and sometimes it gives lactic acids and energy. So in which type of organisms are there which are going to perform anaerobic respiration? So it takes place in yeast. So whenever there is a yeast, it is going to perform anaerobic respiration. It is going to release alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. And suppose yeast is not there, some other living organisms are there, so they are going to release lactic acid and energy. But in both cases, no oxygen is there or absence of oxygen is there, but only difference is that whatever substances are going to produce, these are here are these different and here it is different one. Okay, so hope you have understood types of respiration which are aerobic and anaerobic. Next, breathing. So now what is mean by breathing? So breathing is the process by which oxygen rich air taken in and carbon dioxide rich air is given out with the help of the respiratory organs. So what is mean by breathing? Breathing is the process by which oxygen rich air is taken in and carbon dioxide rich air is given out with the help of respiratory organ. So this is called as a breathing. So taking in of oxygen and taken in oxygen rich air and given out carbon dioxide rich air, that is called as a breathing. So the taking in of rich air in oxygen is called as a inhalation. So whenever we are going to take in that oxygen rich air, this process is called as a inhalation. So whenever there is a process which is taking in air which is oxygen rich air, so that is called as a inhalation. And whenever there is a giving out of air rich carbon dioxide, it is called as a exhalation. So whenever we are going to giving out or give out or we are going to exhale, so that process it is called as a exhalation. So when we are going to breathe, exhale and inhale, so particular amount of that oxygen and carbon dioxide it is inhaled and exhaled, and also particular time is also very important. So we can say in particular time particular amount of oxygen is inhaled and particular amount of carbon dioxide is exhaled, or we can say in particular time we can take in particular amount of air and give out particular amount of air. So that is called as a breathing rate. So let us know what is exactly scientific definition of breathing rate. So the number of times a person breathes in a minute is called the breathing rate. So what is the particular time here? So 1 minute. Okay. So 1 minute is the particular time it is given here, and the number of times a person breathes. So it means in a minute how many times a person is going to inhale and exhale. So breathing is a process which is included, in which it is included inhalation also and exhalation also. So whenever there is a breathing, so inhalation and exhalation both processes are going to occurs one by one. Okay, so both processes are included in breathing. So that is why the number of times a person breathes in a minute is called as the breathing rate. So number of breaths per minute, in simple way or in simple word we can say that number of breaths per minute it is called as a breathing rate. So this you can do at your home. You can with the help of stopwatch you can see in 1 minute how many times you can breathe. Okay, or you can take a breath. It means inhalation and exhalation, how many times you are going to inhale and exhale or breathe in and breathe out in a minute, that is your breathing rate. Okay, so hope you will do this at your home and you will come to know what exactly it means breathing rate. So when a person needs more energy, he breathes faster. More oxygen is supplied to the cells and more food is broken down and more energy is released. So here in these pictures you can see a girl is there who is doing some work, whatever work is there at home. So she is sweeping here, you can see. So she also need particular or amount of energy to do this work. Then here you can see one boy sitting here and he is reading a book only. Okay, by sitting he is reading a book. A boy you can see here who is walking on the road, and next a person is running on this road. Okay, so a girl who is sweeping here, a boy who is reading here, and a boy who is walking on the road, and a person who is running on the road. So these all works are different, or these activities are different here. So all these activities are different, and also these activities need different amount of energy, or different activities need different energy. Okay, so when a person need more energy, so can you tell me from these pictures who will need more energy? Yes, correct. The person who is running on the road, that person will need more energy, because sweeping it as compared to running, walking, reading and sweeping, it will need less energy, and more energy it is needed for running here. Okay, so this energy, whenever there is a more need of energy, that time that person breathes faster. Okay, so that person breathes faster. Okay, and here who is sweeping and who is reading and who is walking, these persons will not breathe fast. Okay, so this is the difference. Whenever there is a more need of energy, that person is going to breathe more or breathe faster, we can see here. Okay, so this is the rate of these persons. Now how do we breathe? So let us know about ourselves. So it means human beings, about human beings. So how do human beings breathe? So the respiratory system helps in breathing. So human beings are having a respiratory system, and this respiratory system is going to help human beings to breathe. So the main part of the respiratory system are nostrils, nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs and diaphragm. So whenever there is a respiration or breathing in human beings, so the respiratory system helps in breathing. So this respiratory system is having a main part or a particular structure which is called as a respiratory system here. So this respiratory system is having main parts which is very helpful for the process of respiration in human beings. So which parts are these? So first it is a nostrils, then nasal cavity, then windpipe, then lungs and diaphragm. So in this picture you can see a structure of a respiratory system. It is given here. So this is a human respiratory system in this first picture. Okay, so human respiratory system it is given here in this picture. So this is a nasal passage. Okay, so this part, it means the two holes of our nose, these are nothing but the nostrils. Okay, so whatever openings are there of our nose, these are called as a nostrils. Then by these nostrils, air is going to pass towards the lungs. So next to these nostrils, whatever region or whatever part is there, that is called as a nasal passage. Okay, then this is oral cavity. So oral cavity and nasal part is not going to mix with each other. In our previous class and previous lesson we learned about this. Okay, so no need to explain here one more time. So this is a nasal passage. Then this air is going to pass to the trachea. So here you can see a trachea. after pharynx and larynx, this air is going to pass towards the trachea, and this trachea is going to pass whatever air is inhaled, that air it is going to pass to the lungs. So by this trachea there are two parts. Again, lungs are having two parts, one is right lung and one is a left lungs. So left lung, sorry. So this trachea is going to pass this air in a left lung also, in a right lung also. And there are some bronchi structures are there. Whatever structure it is going to pass in left and right lung, it is called as the bronchi. And these lungs are secured here because of these ribs. So here you can see the ribs structure is there, and also there is a one more structure at the base of these ribs, or at the base of these lungs, which is called as a diaphragm. So this is called as a diaphragm. Here you can see this structure. This is called as a diaphragm. Okay. So breathing involves the rib cage. So this is called as a rib cage. Okay. And a muscular sheet. So this is a muscular sheet below the chest cavity called diaphragm. So this is called as a chest cavity, and this is a ribs cage. You can see here at the both, in these both pictures, this is a rib cage, and at the below to the chest cavity there is a muscular sheet. This structure, it is made up from the muscles, so that is why it is called as a muscular sheet. So this muscular sheet below the chest cavity, it is called as a diaphragm. Okay. So during inhalation, breathing in, the chest cavity increases in size. So whenever you are going to inhale, or we can say whenever you are going to breathe in, what happens with this chest cavity? So this chest cavity is going to increase in size, and the diaphragm moves down. So this diaphragm is going to move down, and air enters into the lungs. So because of that movement of this diaphragm to the lower side or at the bottom side, what happens? These lungs are going to increase their size, because chest cavity is also going to increase, and the chest cavity is going to increase, and also because of that lungs are going to increase in size. And what happens, that air can go or air can pass into the lungs easily. So during exhalation, breathing out, the chest cavity reduces in size, and the diaphragm moves up, and the air is pushed out the lungs. So whenever there is a exhalation, what happens with this exhalation? So we are going to breathe out, and whenever there is a breathe out, it means air is going to exhale out of our body, and this diaphragm, which is moved towards or moved to the lower side, it is going to push, it is going to move upward, and whenever it is going to move upward, the chest cavity is going to decrease in size, and lungs are also going to decrease in size, and because of that air is going to exhale out of our body. Okay, so this is called as a exhalation. So this is happened exactly with our respiratory system in human beings. Okay, so children, this is very interesting process, respiration in human beings. Okay, so this concept also we will discuss in our next session, okay, with the activity. So today we will stop here, and next part we will discuss in our next session. Thank you.